Today I decided I want to show you inside my YouTube analytics and show you how much YouTube paid me last year in 2023 with having around 10,000 subscribers at the time. But I'm going to really just break it down and show you the full year glance of how much I made on YouTube through AdSense revenue, but also talk a little bit about my other revenue streams and how in total I made over $70,000 last year, which was the highest I ever made. And I'm like this close to beating my husband. Not that it's a competition, but it's always a competition. I really just want to be super transparent and show you my growth over the last year. I've had a YouTube channel since 2016, 2015, and it wasn't until 2023 that I really started seeing growth. So I want to show you that growth, how much I made, and just give you a little bit of feedback as far as what I learned to finally start seeing that growth. So we're gonna start by just doing like an overview of my earnings in 2023 on YouTube. So if you take a look at my analytics, which I will of course have popped up on the screen here, the total earnings for the year of 2023 was $2,092.42. As you can see though, as far as the subscriber growth, I gained 4,000 subscribers in 2023, which for me, as far as like a year as a whole, is quite a bit, which we will actually be looking at 2022 here in a second. I'll just do a little bit of a comparison for you so you can see the growth I had from one year to the next. Obviously, you can see it with views. I'm almost at 160,000 views for 2023, which is really amazing if you think about it. 160,000 people viewed my videos in 1 year. I mean, can you imagine a room of 160,000 people? And that's how many people were watching my videos throughout the year of 2023. Now you're probably seeing that big spike. That was a lot of my growth in the year was because of that spike. And that was really because I started being consistent again and, started narrowing down my niche a little bit. I'm not about like finding a niche and it having to be like this one little box that you put yourself in, which is kind of what I was doing during that time. I found a niche and a box that was working for me. And I just was like, I'm going all in on this because that's what the algorithm wants. And you can see when it starts kind of going down, that's about when I realized, you know what, this is not gonna make me happy long term. What shifts do I need to make in my business to make sure I'm talking about things that make me happy, which for me is just really that whole work for yourself industry. It doesn't matter if I'm talking about social media or digital products or freelancing. I wanted to talk a little bit broader on the topic versus being stuck in one thing, which at the time was just digital products, mostly like selling on Etsy. I didn't sell on Etsy anymore and it just didn't feel authentic to me to continue only talking about that. So I made a shift. And as you can see in the graph, it made a huge difference in my views because I was posting videos that the algorithm wasn't necessarily pushing out to people. And it took a while, but I'm already seeing a huge difference in 2024. So of course I will show you my analytics at the end of this year as well. And if you would rather see like quarterly reports, please let me know in the comments. I can totally do that. We're not even through the first quarter of this year and I'm already seeing better results than I was last year. So I have a feeling at the end of this year, I'm going to be hitting some pretty high numbers and I'm really excited about it. So let's get back to talking about money because I know that's why you actually clicked on this video. So I made over $2,000 in AdSense revenue on YouTube, but I also made money through affiliate marketing, digital product sales, freelancing, and I feel like I'm missing one. Is there another revenue stream I'm missing? Oh, brand partnerships. So with brand partnerships, I think I made like $750. I don't really reach out to brands. Occasionally a brand will reach out to me, but then I'm also very picky about who I work with. So I only accepted one brand partnership that year. I haven't even had that on my radar this year. It's not something I'm really like working towards. If the right offer comes along, I would do it. But right now it's just not my big thing. And last year it wasn't really either, but I had the one. As far as digital product sales, I think I made made around $2,000 in digital product sales last year. And you know, this was me not really mentioning them much. I didn't push them very much. Like I said, when my YouTube started taking off, I was talking very strictly about digital products on Etsy, and I didn't have any digital products created specific to that niche. It was a little bit more broad, like the things I have now. Like, you know, I have a work for you bundle and it has a digital product growth plan, but that growth plan isn't really about Etsy. It's about, you know, almost building your own brand on social media and selling to that audience. So that didn't really relate back to that niche and those people who are watching those videos. And then in my bundle, I also have a freelancing guide. Obviously that doesn't really relate back to somebody trying to grow on Etsy, which this is something I teach. I've talked about in my videos. Don't build your audience first without having an understanding of what problem you want to solve with your digital product. Because if you do what I did and you start growing a specific audience and then you want to create products that that audience doesn't want, you're not gonna sell as much, right? So anyway, low sales in 2023 with digital products, but hoping this year is going to be a little different, and you can help me with that if you want to buy my Work For You bundle, which will be linked below. And as far as freelancing goes, that is the bulk of my income right now. I work like 30 hours per week, every week for a freelancing client. Her name is Katie Steckley. You can check her out. She's on YouTube and all of the things. I pretty much run her social media agency, and so it takes up a lot of time, but I love it. So though I am trying to build my own business and my own brand as far as my YouTube channel and my digital product sales and yada yada, I love working with Katie, and so I put most of my time with her, and then those other 10 or so hours a week I put into my own brand. So the rest of my income from 2023 came from freelancing, not only for her, but I did work with other clients as well. I worked for one client on a temporary basis, and I was helping her with event planning. I helped her plan an entire workshop tour and a retreat, but she decided to go a different route when it came to the retreat. So that one never came to light, but I was just there to kind of support her in her needs with event planning and coordinating. And then I had a couple one-off clients where I just did 1 or 2 projects for them. So between all of those freelancing clients, that's where the rest of my money came from in 2023. The $70K in 2023, not too shabby. I was making like $30,000 a year in corporate, so I over doubled my income in the last few years, and I am so pleased with that. Okay, I did mention that I'd give you a little comparison to what my YouTube looked like in 2022, so I wanna do that now. As far as income just from AdSense revenue, I made $919. So I more than doubled my AdSense revenue from 2022 to 2023, and I have a feeling I'm gonna even do more than that this year. I'm hoping to like reach more like the 10,000 plus in AdSense revenue. We'll just have to see. It's growing every single month. 59,000 views. Wow, I went up by like 100,000 views in 2023. Again, it's because I was feeding into the algorithm, and I don't think that's a bad idea. I think if a video performs well, you can like lean into that and do different variations of that video, but don't lean in too hard on a topic that you're not super excited about and that you're not passionate about, because you're gonna get burnt out like I did and want to shift, and then it's kind of like starting over. So I don't necessarily recommend doing that. I gained 1,700 subscribers in 2022 versus the over 4,000 in 2023. I'm really excited looking at these numbers because I didn't really do the comparison yet until live on this video. So that's really good. I'm pretty excited about that. And I again think 2024 is gonna even be better. So the last thing I wanna do is actually check the comparison of how much I made in total in 2022 versus 2023. That way we as a whole can see how much more I made in 2023 versus 2022. Okay. I'm generating the report on QuickBooks right now, which I highly recommend. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice. I am so glad that I looked this up. Like, I'm about ready to cry. So my income for 2022 was $49,400, which means like I increased my income by like $20,000. Like, that's a big deal. That's a huge difference. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna need a minute. And really I just made a few little shifts. And the way you can do that is finding the intersection between what you have knowledge in, what you're passionate about, and what your potential audience actually wants. So just doing some research and seeing if that is a viable niche for whatever platform you're on, like YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. And so that's the way you can really figure out what digital product you're gonna sell or what topic you should talk about. And your digital product should always solve a problem, and then you're trying to attract an audience that has that problem. So that's kind of like the main big takeaway I had from 2022 to 2023. And now 2024, I'm focusing on it even more. I've been posting 2 times a week here on YouTube, and I feel that shift happening. And I have a feeling I'm gonna be sitting here in early 2025 doing the same recap video with tears in my eyes that I increased my revenue even more. So thank you so much for watching. If you like these report style videos, please let me know, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.